For this video, for Core 1 CNC Plasma, we'll be creating a simple base plate and then processing it to our Mach 3 Core 1 profile and cutting it. So first, we're going to want to open up VA-CAD. It's going to be a purple V with a 9. Once you get that open, your screen should look like this. What we're going to want to do is come over here and click on a rectangle polygon. Next, we're going to go to our X and Y coordinates. And now you're going to click one time, drag it out, and you'll see up here in the top right area, it's going to be your width and your height. So we're going to drop this down, and then we're going to make a 6 by 6, 6 inches width, 6 inches height. Give us a 6 by 6 inch square. Now what we're going to want to do is go into the left side of our screen, and we're going to select the radius tool, which is fillet 2 lines. We're going to be using this to give us our center corner radius with the center point for a bolt hole. So for this, I'm going to set a radius at 1 inch. What we're going to want to do is just click on our straight line, which is going to be on your x-axis. Then we're going to click on our y-axis line, and that gives us a radius. Now it doesn't matter if you click here and here, it's still going to reference this point right here. So now we have 4 1-inch radiuses. Now we're going to want to put our bolt holes and a drain hole. So we're going to want to click on our circle tools. You're going to want to click down and hold, and the screen will come up. We're going to select this circle center 1 point. We're going to want to click on our diameter. For this, we're going to be using a 1/2 inch bolt hole size. So for this, I'm going to put 0.5 for a 1/2 inch. Now we're able to come down here. And what's cool with this program, it's going to automatically give you the center of your radius. So we're going to go ahead and drop our bolt hole there. Our other 1/2 inch circle there. And this is on the center. Where it shows up is on the center of the radius. Now for the center, let's say we want to put a 2-inch hole. We simply just come back up here, type in 2 for 2 inches. I'm trying to find the center, it'd be kind of hard, but if you hover and hover, it'll give you both of your midpoints. Once you've hovered and found your midpoints, you just have to bring this down, and it'll give you all your other coordinates. So for this, we're going to put it in our X and Y intersect. Pretty much this is ready to be sent to SheetCam and then Mach 3 to be cut out. So our next step is going to be going to File, Export, because now we want to export this. We're going to be exporting it as a DXF file. Once you get the screen open, you want to make sure DWG/DXF is selected, and also DXF is selected here. Version R12, files, units, inches. If you're doing artwork and art projects, R14 will give you a little bit finer resolution, but R12 is perfect for doing simple parts. Next, we're going to hit OK. I'm going to save this to the desktop, which is going to be right here. And I'm going to name this 5 by 5 base plate. Next, once you've figured out where you want to save your file and named it, we're going to hit save. Now we're going to go into SheetCam and open that up. It'll be a gray drill bit. So once your SheetCam opens up, you'll see this maroon square. For this table, it's a 4x8 table size. So you'll see these coordinates here. If you go all the way to the top right, you're going to see it's 48 by 96. So this is what's going to let you know if you are doing a full 4x8 sheet, all the parts you can fit on here without going over. Now we're going to want to bring our part that we created into this program. So we're going to do File, New Part. We're going to hit Yes. We're going to want to select our desktop. And there's our file that we saved. So we're going to click on that once and then open. Now for this, you're going to want to keep this scaling in inches and make sure drawing position is on the bottom left corner. We're going to hit OK. Now your part should look like this. What's a great feature with SheetCam is that it'll automatically give you your inside and outside. So it's like a stoplight. The yellow is going to come first and then the red. So your yellow will cut first and then the red will cut last. So as long as your part looks like this with a red outline, your less operation with your torch will be cutting the outside perimeter. Now to make this a cuttable part, we're going to want to simply come over here to our operations tab, create a new jet cutting operation. For our contour method, we're going to want to select outside offset, layer 1, and for our tool, we're going to be using 12 gauge today. Now, if you're using 14 gauge, 16 gauge, or 18, or 10 or thicker, you'll just want to select that thickness for your metal tool size. Next, we're going to want to select our lead in of an arc of 0.2 inches. And other than that, all your other settings should pretty much look like this for now. Now we're going to hit OK. Now you can see SheetCam has now created all the operations for this cut. You'll see your lead in. This ensures that you don't get a big blowout when it swoops in to create the cut. From this point here, we're going to want to send this to our Core 1 Mach 3 software to be able to cut out. We're going to want to come here to run the post processor. We're also going to save this to the desktop. And then once saved to our desktop, we're going to want to take and select our name. And we're going to name it 5x5 base plate for this example. Now we're going to hit save. Post processing complete. Everything's done. We can hit OK now. Now next we're going to want to go to our Mach 3 software and open it up. And this is where we're going to load our file in. So you can see right here, this is the operations to cut. So the first operation is to click the emergency reset button, which now has reset that. Now we're going to want to move the torch to our start position. We can use these arrows here. This is for your Z, up, down. This is what's going to move your torch head up and down. This is what is going to bring your table towards you. And this is what's going to take your table away from you. And this will move your table to the right, and this will move your table to the left. You also have the buttons down here for your left, right, and up and down for the Y and X axis. Or you can also use your keyboard arrows, your left and right axis arrows for your X, and your up and down arrows for your Y. And then above those will be your page up and down arrows, and that is what you use for your head up and down, which will be bringing your torch up and down. So there's many ways to control the table. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to move our table to our start position. So basically what you're going to want to do is move these till your torch is on the bottom left of your test piece. And once it is on the bottom left of your test piece, we're going to want to click zero all axes. What that's going to do is zero these out for our starting position. So now that we click zeroed, these are all zeroed. We can also click this button here also to zero them out. So there's a couple different spots you can click zero also. Now that we've zeroed them out, we're going to want to load our G code. So we're going to click on that button there. There's our 5x5 base plate that we created. Once we click on that once, we're going to hit open. Now our part is here and our G code is here. From there, we're ready to cut our part out. So our next step will be clicking cycle start here, or we can also click cycle start here. For this first test, you will want to have your torch off just to do a dry run to make sure everything is functioning correctly. So we're going to hit cycle start now. Now your table should have touched off and done the process of the first hole. From there on, it'll finish and cut out your piece. For your next test, you can have the torch on to cut out your piece. But for now, it's best to do dry runs until you're familiar with the software and how everything works. Thank you for watching.